When you are on your spiritual path and working on your purpose that your Creator has given you, you become more sensitive to things. You develop more empathy to the energies around you. You start to pick up on things stronger. It's like your senses are at a heightened level. You have a heightened sense of smell, a heightened sense of sight, heightened sense of hearing. When you touch things, they feel slightly different because they're more sensitive. And sometimes that can be an overwhelming thing, especially when you're dealing with people and situations. Now, I mentioned in previous audios about how karma works and how if you've been through a tough time and you had people that were kind of like, disconnected or didn't deal with you when you were going through a tough time, universal law says it's going to be their turn at some point. Now, I'm not saying this out of vengeance. That's just how universal law works, because energy goes around, it's transferred. It's not created nor destroyed. It's just transferred from one source to the other. The hence the term by, the terminology by Einstein. But anyway, when you see someone that you had a fractured relationship with, or someone who just was not on your team, or had something against you for whatever reason, and failed to step up in your time of crisis, and it's and they're going through something later on, and it could be years later. There's still a part of you that feels bad when they're going through it. There's a part of you that still feels that pain when you're in contact with them, if they're still in your life. You can hear the pain in their voice, because that's the pain that you endured when you were going through whatever you were going through. So you recognize the vibration. And there's a small part of you, no matter what, that wants to step in and fix everything, but you can't. See, you're on a path now where you're on a different level. So all of those low vibrational things and all those negative energies, you can't have them around you just because you're a spiritualist. And I see some people making the mistake of going back to those old sensitive feelings that they had before they discovered their purpose, and they're trying to circumvent universal law. Sometimes you just got to sit back and dig your heels in and just let this shit play out. And it's hard, because it's probably some of the people that were physically closest to you. They could be closest to you relationship-wise. The people that are closest to you, but out of fear or ignorance or whatever the case may be, when you were in crisis, they did nothing to help you, or they did very little to help you, or you knew that they could have done more but didn't. It was just one of those situations where you were alone with the Creator for a certain period of time, and it was just the two of you going through this situation. And now it's their turn to go through whatever they're going through, and you feel empathy for them, but then a part of you is just disconnected. And the thing is that a lot of people will say, well, that's not the Christian thing to do, and blah, blah, blah. I understand that. I get that. I've heard that. But you got to understand, we were humans before that. We were humans. And there are simple human emotions that we all endure. And there's certain lessons that we go through when we go through some bullshit. Especially if you're in a situation years later, months later, or whatever, and you see other people overcome the same obstacles they had to go through that storm by themselves. You can't go back to these people and try to play superhero or try to be a savior when they weren't there for you. You can't do that, because what you're doing is you're wasting your energy. You're running the risk, especially if these people have not been enlightened, have not changed their ways, and have not changed the way that they treat you. You can't go back just because you see sunshine and rainbows and figure in your mind, well, if I go ahead and fix everything, maybe they'll see the light. Maybe it's not your place to show them. Maybe it's not your place. Maybe it's somebody else's place or a certain situation's place, or maybe the creator, him or herself, is their place, but it's not your place. Just because you're living in the lily fields now, or at least on your way to the lily fields, or at least can see the lily fields, doesn't mean you have to go back to people who left you in your time of need and bring them with you. You can't do that, because sometimes when you do that and forget where you came from and forget the lessons and forget the struggles, and you go back and pick up what part, and in some cases, some of these people could have contributed to it. When you go back to that, what you're doing is you're messing up your positive energy flow. You're messing it up. Sometimes you just got to sit down and sit still. And I don't understand what the problem is in this world where people think they got to be constantly doing something all the time. That's part of the reason why there's so much chaos in this world, because people don't know how to sit down and just let it be and let it go. Not sit down and run your mouth. Not sit down and micromanage. Sit down and don't do anything. Keep your mouth shut. Keep your hands in your pockets and just let the shit play out. People don't know how to do that. But these are the same people who claim they believe in the Creator, however you want to refer to the Creator. They claim they believe in it and claim that they're so powerful and everything. And sometimes you need to sit down or step aside and let things play out. I have a couple of situations right now. One of them's professional, the other one's personal. Without getting into it, I know that it's a clusterfuck in both cases. I know it's a total clusterfuck in both cases. As a matter of fact, months back, I knew it was going to be a clusterfuck, because the people involved are just in a headspace where they just don't get it. But now that things are getting out of control, there are times where I just want to say, you know what, just let me handle it. But see, that's the old me, and that's how come I always wound up having my life fucked up, because I'm taking my time and my resources that I barely have and giving it to someone who clearly does not give a damn about me. Or if they do, it is limited. It's limited. And it's a sad thing, because you're seeing these people suffer. You're seeing these people struggle, and you so badly, especially now that you're in this positive headspace, because you want as many people to come to the party. I get it. You want them to feel your joy. You want them to feel the excitement that you feel with every single little blessing that you receive. Even getting up in the morning, you're excited about every single day. You want these people to feel that too. So you figure if you go in and fix everything for them, that they will be interested in how you're able to do this, and and all of a sudden they want to get on the bandwagon, and they want to be enlightened, and they want to be spiritual too. That shit usually doesn't work if that person hasn't done any work on themselves. It doesn't. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to make it a habit after that point of bringing you into every single mess that they get involved in, because they're going to continue to get into those messes as long as they have the headspace that they have. So I just say this as a warning to you. I just got up this morning, hence the proverbial frog in my throat. But anyway, I just wanted to give this to you as a warning. Congratulations to you if you're walking like I am on the path to spiritual discovery, because I'm still walking. I'm just sharing what I learned with you guys. Congratulations. But, and you're on, I understand that you want to try to get as many people along with you because you kind of put all that bullshit to bed. Okay, they did what they did. It's over with. It's done. I can't think about that right now because Creator's got a mission for me. I can't meditate on that. But just because you feel that way doesn't mean everybody else feels that way. And when the chips fall, they're going to have to fall. So just pray for strength during those times, that you don't succumb to the trouble, that you don't make friends with their negativity in hopes of enlightening them. You got to let Spirit do what it's going to do. You got to let the Creator do what He's going to do. Sit down, be quiet, and let it